There is a specific kind of silence that only a father knows. It isn't the silence of peace, it's the silence of erasure. It's the silence of a bedroom where the toys are sitting exactly where they were left 2 weeks ago, or 2 months ago, or 2 years ago. Nothing is broken, nothing is messy, nothing has moved, and that's what makes it unbearable. If you are watching this, you are likely in the middle of a war you didn't ask for. You are being erased. You are being rewritten. You are being painted as a villain, a danger, or a stranger to the person you love most in the world. Every instinct in your body wants to scream. You want to fight. You want to force the truth down people's throats. You want to correct the record. But today, I'm going to ask you to do the hardest thing a man can do. I'm going to ask you to wait. And while you wait, I'm going to ask you to build a fortress. The first thing you have to kill is your own resentment. Jack Donovan, writing about Friedrich Nietzsche, warned men about a trap called ressentiment. It's the bitterness that grows when you feel powerless. It's what happens when injustice sits in your chest with nowhere to go. When you obsess over the lies your ex is telling. When you replay conversations in your head. When you check their social media. When their narrative controls your emotional state. You are drinking poison and expecting them to die. Donovan talks about the empire of nothing, a world that wants to strip men of identity, stability, and purpose. And here's the brutal truth. If alienation turns you into an angry, unstable, reactive man, you have handed that empire a victory. If they say you're angry and you scream at the mediator, they win. If they say you're unstable and you send 50 texts in a row, they win. If they say you're dangerous and you act out of control, they win. This is what Nietzsche called slave morality, living in reaction, living in grievance, living in victimhood. The steady father does not react, he acts. You are not the first father to lose a child. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome, had at least 14 children. Almost all of them died before he did. In his Meditations, he wrote about the fragility of life, quoting Homer. Like leaves, the wind scatters some on the ground. Like them are the children of men. Marcus also knew betrayal. He knew lies. He knew what it felt like to have his character questioned. And his advice to himself is the only advice that will save your sanity. Be like the rock that the waves keep crashing over. It stands unmoved, and the raging of the sea falls still around it. The lies are the waves. The alienation is the wave. The accusations are the wave. If you fight the wave, you drown. If you stand there, unmoved, consistent, steady, the sea eventually has no choice but to fall still. You cannot control the other parent. You cannot control the court. You cannot control the story being told. You can only control the inner citadel of your own mind. When you are in that empty room, don't sit in despair. Sit in preparation. So what do you do while you wait? Ryan Mickler from Order of Man says we need to stop just being males and start being men. There is a difference. A male reacts. A man magnifies who he truly is. This is your strategy against alienation. This is the campaign of truth. The other parent is painting a monster. Your job is not to argue with the painting. Your job is to become so undeniably solid, disciplined, and grounded that the lie collapses the moment your child is in your presence. Even if it's 5 minutes a year. Protect, provide, preside. Protect your home from the drama. When your child calls, don't interrogate them about court or conflict. That's polluting the perimeter. Provide by using this time to build yourself. Get stronger. Get healthier. Get your finances in order. Turn waiting into training. Preside by leading. A leader doesn't beg for love. A leader attracts loyalty through example. I know it hurts when they reject you. I know it cuts deep when they repeat the lies. But I want to offer you a shift in perspective from the poet David Whyte. He wrote a piece called Hiding, and in it he says something most people never understand. Hiding is a way of staying alive. David Whyte defines real connection as the privilege of having been seen by someone and the equal privilege of seeing them. When your child returns, don't interrogate them. Don't demand explanations. Don't make them choose sides. Just see them. Be the campfire. Jack Donovan talks about the primal role of the man at the perimeter. You keep the darkness out. You keep the fire warm. Your child has been out in the cold for a long time. When they come home, don't lecture them about why they left. Just let them warm their hands. This is the long game. It might take months. It might take years. But you are building a legacy. Don't pray for an easier life. Invoke the storm because you were built to handle it. Build your fortress. Keep your fire burning. And above all, stay steady.